it's Christine, and it's time for my weekly wrap-up. I don't know how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books this week. The first one I finished was Unfinished Business by Cat Shield, and it is book 3 in a trilogy it's not said it's a trilogy. Out of all 3, I liked the first one, the first one that I read the best, which was book 2, and I think that was called Win-Win Proposition. Anyways, this one is about Rachel and Max. Rachel owns a business that provides executive assistance to major corporations, and Max and her had a relationship 5 years ago, an affair, and she's moved to the town that he lives in, which is Houston. And he needs an assistant because his had her baby early. And nobody is there to fill in except for Rachel. So Rachel comes in, and they kind of still have feelings for each other, but he's kind of hurt because she was married back then. Like, she was separated, but still technically married. And her ex-husband comes back in because he's extorting money from her. And she doesn't want to tell Max, so it's the miscommunication and stuff. I gave it a 3. It's definitely not, major literary fiction, but it was still nice to read real quick. Then I decided to go outside my comfort zone and read Louis L'Amour, Beyond the Great Snow Mountains. And this, I think, has 12 stories. I think I was mistaken the last time. 9, 10. Sorry, there's 10 short stories in here. And they're all different. They range from... there's 2 different stories about boxing. What are the other ones? A daughter and her father get stranded on I don't know if it's an island or if it's a cove. And a guy is kind of like a lord over the place. Like, not really a lord, but he lords over the little cove because there's mining there and he doesn't want anybody else to know about it. A couple of mining stories. I think there's a cattle ranch story. They're not too bad. This is the first time reading Louis L'Amour, and like I said in my previous video, in high school, guys would only read Louis L'Amour, Dean Koontz, and Stephen King. So I'm not a big Western fan. Like, I'll read my historical fiction Westerns, but I prefer English, Regency, stuff like that. So I gave it a 3. Not too bad. I like his style. I might read some more from him, but not right now. Then I read Every Day by David Levithan, and I gave this a 4. I really enjoyed it. It's nice to see, or to read, like, different days in the life of kind of deal. It's almost like a journal style book. It was very fluid. It flowed nicely. The only thing I had a problem with is I wanted to know more about how he was like this. I know he was born into it, but there had to be some explanation of why. I haven't read the novella, and I have not obviously read the second one yet, so I don't know if there's an explanation in either one of them, but right now I'm kind of left wondering how he exists. Yeah, and if, for any of you who don't know, it's he's not a boy or a girl, but I read it as he was a boy. Is in a different body every day. And it's always the same age, because it's always the same age as what he is, which is 16. And some days he's in girls' bodies, some days he's in boys, he's in heavy kids, he's in skinny kids, he's in severely depressed. And that was a bad day for him. Happy-go-lucky, every different style of kid there is, he's been in it, except for pregnant. He was never in a pregnant teenager's body. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I'm hoping to get to the next one and the novella. I actually have the novella on hold on my, I'm waiting for it to come in on my tablet. It hasn't come in yet, and I don't know if the library has it and they're waiting for or they're waiting for a copy. The next I read Viral by Alex Van Tol, and it's a very skinny book. It's only like 120 pages or so, and it's very easy to read. I got this for my daughter, and she read it in 3 days. And I was kind of hoping she'd get something out of it to show things that get on the internet could hurt you. It's about a girl. Well, actually, it's about a guy and a girl. Mike likes Lindsay, and he's about to tell her that he likes her. And they're at a party, and a whole bunch of people come out right when he's about to ask her out. So the people leave, but Lindsay goes inside to watch a lightning storm that's going on up on the roof. And when she comes back, this other girl had sidled up to him and was kissing him, and he's trying to push the girl away, but Lindsay didn't see that. So she left and went to her grandmother's for the summer. So, fast forward to the summer, or the next school year. And Lindsay won't talk to Mike, but all of a sudden she's dressing slutty. She's fawning all over these guys. She won't talk to Mike. And then when she finally does talk to Mike, she's with a different guy every night, like hanging out. She doesn't say what she's doing with them. But then he finds out that she's in this kind of competition with her new friends to be with a different guy every night. It doesn't say how, but it insinuates. And then something happens at a party, and it'll go from there. I really think this book, I gave it a 3, or did I give it a 4? I think I did give it a 4. It's a topic that needs to be discussed, and I really think the author could have done way better with it and had it longer. And it kind of pains me that it wasn't done better, because teenagers really need to know nowadays that what they put on the internet can come back and bite them in the ass. It's a very fluid read, and I would recommend it for anybody to read it. There is a good message here, but I just think it could have been done more, how do you put it, more developed and more consequences. Like it kind of leaves you on you don't know what's gonna happen. Like, what happens, but you don't. And I think more books should show consequences in actions. And there is a trigger warning for rape and drug use. So take that as you will. But I really think more can be done with this. Like I said, I did give it a 4. It is a good read. I read it in like an hour yesterday. And last week, I forgot to mention the books that I read to my son. And we had read Mayor Hubble is Trouble by Dan Gutman, and illustrated by Jim Pio. And this one's just about the mayor is trying to help both of them, Andrea and AJ, win the school elections. And then we read Miss Kraft is Daft, and it's the Weirder School series, and it's by Dan Gutman. This one is their teacher gets sick and Miss Kraft comes in to be a substitute. And we are currently reading Dr. Nicholas is Ridiculous, and it's a girl that comes in to help them. They had a statewide test and the school failed, so she's coming to help. And I think it's a history test. That's what it was. So now I'm currently reading Charlene Harris, Dead in the Family. And this one I can't say too much about, but I think this is the lull book. I'm reading it very quickly, but not a lot is happening, just a lot of small things. Nothing like the catastrophic events that ended the last book. So far it's about a 3. And then I'm going to be picking up probably these 2 books, but I don't know if I'm going to pick up anything else. Well, I probably will, but I don't know what. The next one is the Sookie Stackhouse Companion. There's a novella in here that comes in after this one, so I had to wait to read this, by Charlene Harris. And it's got, like, the short story. It also, of course, has the map of the Sookie Stackhouse town, but there are things wrong with it because she lives on a dead-end street, and this shows that it goes to another street. And a couple other things that I heard the map was wrong, but it includes recipes, like from people, and like recipes that have been talked about in the books. Kind of doing a rehash of some of the stories and some little snippets from between Bill and Eric, the 2 vampires. And it also has a guide to the Sookie Stackhouse world. I'm not going to show too much, but it's on all different characters that have shown up in the book, or the books, when they died, if they died, what books they were featured in, and what they are. So I might skim some of it. I don't know. Or just read the short story and then read it as a companion to the rest of the books. I don't know. And then I got this from the library, So You've Been Publicly Shamed by John Ronson. Apparently it's supposed to be funny. I don't know how funny it could be in public shaming, but we'll see. I don't know, it has like several different chapters on different shamings, like one's called Braveheart, one's called The Terror, the near drowning of Mike Daisy, the man who can change the Google search results, stuff like that. So I don't know how funny it's going to be or what. And that is my wrap up for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed and want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.